Oh yes, which you see before you, I have a copy of. And I'm going to give it a serious review, which is more attention than some people would ever consider doing for a toy like this. Simply because I can. Deformable Train Super Thomas today. So this is something that has actually existed for a little while, at least the set itself. It's been in several different forms. I may even have a picture that I might be able to put up in this video. Yeah, that's the original form of what this set would look like. More familiar today with the Thomas the Tank Engine motif. It's a little strange, but it's a thing that they just decided to do. Combine one kitty thing with this combiner element, combiner set anyway, and they haven't looked back because it actually sells, as unofficial as it is. And we're going to take a look at it. One thing I should note right now are the three engines themselves. Obviously, we have James as the red engine, because in the fiction there's only one red engine, and that is James. And appropriate enough, he is the center of the, what will be the robot, because with his fantastic red paint, he has to be the center of everything. Now, these two right here, I'd imagine they're supposed to be Thomas and Percy, but due to their engine size, they're more like Gordon and Henry. Granted, the funnel's all wrong, but that's just kind of what I see. And yes, that is probably more information about Thomas the Tank Engine than you probably ever thought you were going to learn in one video, especially about a knockoff. Now, those of you who've been in the Transformers fandom for a while now would know that about 7 years ago, covered a similar version of this set in his Beatdown 4, referred to as 120 Days of Sodor. Now, there are a couple differences compared to that one. First of all, as you can probably see, there is no chrome, but that's probably for the best, since it means it won't flake off and cause unimaginable harm. The other is that with the James, the stickers are very different, going for much more of a speed motif there. I'm not too sure about the head. I might try that at the end to see if I can get it to move, but I wouldn't get my hopes up on that actually working. Otherwise, yeah, this is so far looking good. Nothing seems to be broken up inside the box. And for those of you wondering what 120 Days of Sodor is referencing, be thankful you don't know. You really don't want to know. Alrighty, speaking of out of the box, time to take these boys out and see what we can do here. Yeah, transit was a bit rough, what can I say? Got this thing off of eBay with free shipping, so bound to be some corners cut. Let's see if that includes the figures or not. A little dusty. And thankfully we do have something resembling instructions on the back of the box. Handy, considering that if this turns out poorly, this might be the only time that's going to do this, because it all might end up getting recycled depending on how badly this goes. And yeah, the no chrome on this version either, except for me be the cow catcher and either Percy or Gordon right there. Percy or Henry rather. One sec here. Get the everything moved. Alrighty, back to it. Okay. Everything sounds solid thus far. Let's get moving. Amazingly, as thin as this backing is, it's somehow preventing it from opening it up. Or it was. Just a bit of glue. How do you do? Okay. Yep. Good there. Okay. Henry / Percy. So far so good there. Now, can you fold in the fist? You can, but it's gonna might get in the way of things. Can't fold it back like you can with Henry / Percy. So we got Gordon / Thomas here. So far, so good. Finally, we have James. Okay, hey. Cool. So it does do that properly. Hooray! I don't have to worry about breaking things. Or at least not breaking that part. And James with wings. Seems like something Mattel would have done. Wouldn't put it past him. But so far, we have 3 so far together Sodor engines with 1,000-yard stairs. Yay! Right, so the train's on their own. With these miserable little wheels. Otherwise, very squeaky ones, that. Yeah. Okay. The blue one, I'll just call it that because that'll just make things easier. Well, it's academically better. So now the green, which seems to be the lightest, seems to roll the best. Also, they seem to have the points where you can just truly run a train. Although, it seems as though you have to do it that way. Okay. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to go the... You can probably interchange these two, but not James here. He always has to be the front since there seems to be no way to connect them. Odd, but could be worse. At least they do this. And now you're probably thinking, yeah, okay, but what about size comparisons? Well, I got your size comparisons right here. G1, Astro Train. Classics, Astro Train. Power of the Primes, Astro Train. And Siege, Astro Train. So it seems to be that these are much more the original classics sized. Obviously it isn't comparing to leader class toys to these, but especially the Power of the Primes one, given how this is a long boy, and well, G1 just always going to be the G1. It's always going to be a little weird and just a teeny bit small, if that makes sense. Alrighty, enough of the introductions and comparisons. Time to get on to the combination itself, which is going to be interesting one way or another. Set these two aside here. Pull off the tender. Slide out what will be the back wings. Now, hopefully, oh hey, nice sticker detail there. Chunk. Okay, pull that down. No seem to. Here we go. Fold down this bit, which is why it was in there in the first place, and that locks that in. Fold out the head, since it will actually do that. And here we have the torso. God, that look is creepy. Okay, anyway. Pull apart these boys. Yeah, that's not a scary prospect or anything. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, then, if I'm correct, actually make it look a little bit better so it doesn't quite show off all the hollow bits on the top of the arm. Go there. So you're going to fold out this part, connect. Okay, so that's holding fairly well. Now, Getting this part out's gonna be a trick. If that's even possible. Is it? Well, it's, okay, I see. Opposite way. Okay, that worked. Where this clips in? This, okay, I think I see where this may be a problem here. Unless it just sort of, no, just maybe like that. Okay. Okay, maybe if I do it that way. Okay. There we go. That's what the instructions are saying. Doesn't hold together very well, but it does do it. Okay. Repeat with the green engine. This time remembering to go the... If I can ever get that far. Bad time to clip my nails here. Okay. Try this in a slightly different fashion. There we go. That's the business. Ooh. Ouch. Sorry about that. That was one nasty sounding squeak, wasn't it? Alright. And I fold down this part here. Connect. Shoulder as best we can. What about the fist? And attach. And there we go. Deformable Train Super Thomas combined mode. And here in combined mode we do see that it does at least come together, and despite some initial finagle problems with it, the backpack is staying on there. It's all fairly solid and tight, perhaps a little too tight in fact, because it's a good thing these aren't, most of these joints are just kind of the way they are, because otherwise this thing would be squeaking horrifically. You already got a little bit of squeaking one of the legs, or I might have worked that out, but still. And from the back, well, it's kind of how you'd expect it to look. You get some decent looking stickers. They are staying on fairly competently. Yay there. Now, as you notice, there are no weapons with this set. Probably because we have such decent stickers and it stays together so well that you actually have all of this. So the sacrifices must be made in one way or another. Speaking of sacrifices, the articulation is minimal at best. Nothing for the head. The shoulders can rotate a little, back and forth anyway. The pegs on this one tend to make it limited. Less limitations on this arm, but you're not going to get much anyway. Nothing for the elbow, no bicep swivel, and nothing for the hand. No waist swivel because of the way it transforms. The hips do move a little bit forward, significant amount backward, and you do have a, well, due to transformation, a very decent knee bend. So it can stand there and look pretty. If that's what you're looking for, this has got you covered. If you're looking for something to give a kid to play with, you are in for a rough time. And so going back to plastic quality for a moment, I am noticing here that the plastic is fairly solid here. Nothing seems like it's going to crush in my hand, so it means I had to sacrifice coincidental weapons that, or incidental weapons that didn't fit in this figure's hands anyway, just to get decent plastic on this thing. I'm perfectly fine with that. Back to size comparison. Generation 1. And yeah, it just barely comes up to the waist there. Classics. Not much better. So now, come on now. Okay. So we have Power of the Primes, where he comes up to about chest height. And Siege, where it comes up to James's face. So yeah, this is a fairly sizable figure set. What in combined mode anyway. I'd imagine there are leader or plenty of multiple size classes that could easily dwarf it, but those aren't what I grabbed. I grabbed all of these Astro Trains. So if any of this makes sense to you, yay. Now as for my final thoughts on this figure, it's what I was expecting. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's not as problematic as I had anticipated, so yay on that. But this is just one of those things that ultimately you just end up sticking in one of the back corners of your collection, and somebody notices it and laughs, and they certainly don't want to pick it up. They just notice it, point and laugh. Or for some people it's like, oh hey, where'd you find that at? And to answer the question, where you find most things that are questionable and of dubious intent, online. But if this is something that you're after, I'm pretty sure you know which place you can find it. And if they were just trying to figure out if this was actually something worth getting, as a curiosity, as something that's going to be a sort of humorous item to add to your collection, it's fine for that. As a serious collector's item, it's not going to fulfill that. But if you're interested, it's there for you. Provided you're willing to pay the international shipping, unless you can get it for free. Like I did. Anyway, I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Deformable Train Super Thomas. And again, I remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.